Hello everybody, this is Maniac for Bricks, and I am here today with set number 3401, Shoot and Score. This is a LEGO sports set from the soccer theme. I believe it's one of the first LEGO sets were made in the terms of sports, especially with soccer. This is from the year 2000. 22 pieces, 2 minifigures, has a resealable container with it. That's interesting. How they incorporate that into this set. And it actually came in a box, but has a container with it, even after you use the box. And this retailed originally for $6. Now, $6 is a little bit high, considering that there are 22 pieces involved, but to make it a useful set, that's why they've made it $6 instead of, say, $2. I mean, there's a couple of materials in here that raised the price. First off, it was the first time that they started selling these types of sets with all different, and at the time, brand new pieces, including the mat in which you have your soccer player on, the soccer balls themselves, the little spring-loaded action that we get with the set. We'll get into that a little bit. The container that's used in here, along with the goal, and more of the goal features. Now, I do apologize at the beginning of this video. There is one piece that is missing from this set, and I can't seem to find it anywhere. It is a simple 2x2 green plate. It's supposed to be underneath the goalie to help him stand up when he's not being in use. But I do apologize. It happens very rarely that I miss a piece from a set before reviewing it, and I can't seem to find this one. It's actually harder than I expected when trying to find it in my LEGO collection. We'll get on to the set anyways, starting with the minifigures. The first minifigure we have in the set is our goalkeeper. Now, you can change either one as being a goalkeeper because these are just two different teams, and they're nothing specific as far as a goalkeeper, since in other soccer sets, the goalkeeper is usually identified by having a 1 on their back, they have a hat on, and they're wearing gloves. And they also have a difference of color from the regular team. The two teams that are in the soccer series when it first started was a green and white combo for the one uniform, and the other combo was red, white, and blue. I don't know why one gets more colors than the other. So, as we look at this figure, it's got a plain face on him. It's a little bit scratched up because I've had him for a while. And he has the number 18 on the back. Both of these minifigures, in fact, have the number 18 on the back of them, as indicated by Brickset. And they also have the same faces. So, it's kind of interesting how we now have these printed. Because there was a time in soccer where you had to attach the stickers onto some of the minifigures for the back and the front. But that was more for the custom ones, like the red team, blue team, black team, white team. Those little buses that you get for additional teams. But the standard team in the first year of LEGO Soccer had all the printing, which is very nice. There's no back printing on the face. And here we have our second minifigure in this set. As already mentioned, he has a red, white, and blue combo to his uniform. And he's actually kind of faded in the middle. I didn't realize that it faded so much. A lot of my other ones have usually kept well as far as printing. Again, he has the number 18 on his back. No back printing because he has the regular standard face. And this one basically is a color swap of the first one. It's a still nice looking figure, and personally, I like the green team better. I got a lot of their torsos, and I could make a lot of the figs still if I were to recreate some of the other soccer sets. I still have a lot of the red, white, and blue ones, but as far as a color combination, I like the green and white better. LEGO Soccer was not your average building theme. As you might have noticed from the beginning, as I've explained, this theme has a lot of actual play with it. Instead of just building models and playing around the models, you actually get the experience to build a soccer field and have minifigures kick the ball. And I say kick in quotes because obviously their legs are stuck in place on this little stand. They're fixed pretty well onto here, if we'll take a closer look at it. And it basically has a small area around it where the ball can gather, depending on where on the field it lays. And it gives enough room that You can spin the minifigure around in 360 degrees, and you have a small function on this. This is also the same piece that's used for the goalie, but not with the spring-loaded function on the inside of it. The spring-loaded allows it to pull it all the way back and kick it very hard and far. It kicks really well in a lot of these soccer sets, and I was really happy with this theme. I have a bunch of the other ones. If you'd like to see set reviews of those, let me know in the comments. So there we have our minifigure on here, and basically he stays in place. Sometimes on the packages for these sets, they show the minifigure in a kicking motion, like so. And you can still stand him that way. It only affects the ball a little bit as far as how well it kicks it. So let's say you're on a soccer field. You could have a ball rolling by. It's always going to go to the small, the lowest area, because it's, just rolling along. We get 2 of these in this set. And all you could simply do, what's nice about this little kicking mechanism, it has the ball rolling with you. Whichever way you want to have it, you'll still have the ball here, unless somebody comes along and tries to swipe it. Now, nobody can actually move back and forth unless you just try to flick it like that, towards someone else and cause the shaking, on the field. But for this little assembly, basically, you can move it around. And it keeps moving because I don't have it flat on the ground. You move it around with the ball, angle it, and you can fire. What's nice about this set, we're going to get into a little bit. We have the 2 balls so we can get a couple tries at some of our targets. We have 2 different targets that we can use to help our soccer players get to a good goal. One of the assemblies in this set is basically a Scorekeeper. This is just a small area where you can practice precision skills, and it has 3 different rings that you can shoot the soccer ball through. They're made out of window frames and only had these small 1x2 pieces printed, by the way, with a 5 points, 5 points, and 10-point markers. So let's bring back in our little soccer player and see how well we kick. Just give it enough room so you can see the score. Alright, we didn't hit any in there, so we'll use our second one. Alright, didn't go through. This is why I said it was a precision kick, because it takes a little bit of effort and a little bit of precision to get it in the right area, and to get it in at all. It's a little bit low to the ground compared to where the soccer player is, as you see the comparison there. So it might help if we had this on a raised surface. Or if you had the full-size soccer field, you could fit this right on top of the soccer field to even it. And just try that again. Oh, it almost went in the 10. And, well, it actually went backwards. It bounced off the back wall and re-entered the 5-point goal. That's still good enough for me. Although you can still raise the area, like I said, to get a little bit better aiming as far as this little assembly goes. It's a very simple assembly, and nothing really on the back of it. The second soccer practice we have in this set is the goal. Now, this goal is a little bit worn after a lot of time actually has passed by. It's had a lot of bending in shape, but normally it would be a pretty square frame here. So I apologize that this part is bent inward and this part is bent outward. I'm not sure what I've done in the past to have caused that, so I do apologize sincerely for the damaged condition. However, there are some people online who sell this set on eBay and have it in pristine condition when it comes to the square frame, or should I say rectangular frame, of this goal. This goal is actually one giant piece, and we only have a couple pieces that are attached to it. And again, I apologize, we don't have the 2x2 under here to keep the goalkeeper in place. It's not necessary for the play of it, but if you have it as a display model, it helps keep the goalie standing up. It actually says back there, Lego, as you see right there. It's got this small hole where we have a pretty good size handle that you can move the minifigure around and try to block it in different directions. If I try to flip it around this way, I can show you, you can go pretty far when it comes to turning this minifigure. You can turn him entirely around and in both directions, and you can turn him to almost any side of the goal. So how is he going to get past the goalkeeper? Well, I don't have two people with me, or two hands that are coordinated enough to, you know, one as a goalkeeper and one as a soccer player. So for right now, I will just have to play with just the soccer player and show how it goes into the goal. Let's see if I can do this left-handed. And it goes right in. Of course, it's a goal because our soccer friend in the beginning, or in the middle, should I say, of the goal, hasn't really blocked it. I actually hit him in the head that time. I think this guy deserves a penalty. But it has enough, you know, moving around for the goalkeeper as well as the soccer player that you can, you know, try to play with your friend, and, you know, one could be, you know, blocking the goal and the other's trying to get into the goal. If you wanted an extra challenge, you could try to get it through these rings and into the goal at the same time. And that would take a lot more work, especially considering how I did before when it came to this little ring. So I'm not sure if I could do that right now. I could try it. Let's see how it goes. Just set this up. I'll move the camera back a bit. Give it a little bit more room. And see if we can get it through both. Ah, that went really well. I actually got it through the 10 and into the right side of the goal. Alright, that time I got through the 10, but not through the goal. And that one missed both of them. Alright, so not a bad assembly. I know it takes a very few amount of pieces, but, you know, it still has a lot of play value with it. Tons and tons of play value. And this would work well even with other soccer sets. If you're missing a goal, they sometimes encourage you in the instructions to use this as an additional goal. Because there are sets that have only one goal, or you can rearrange it to have this as part of the soccer arena. I'm sorry I don't have the instructions with me, but I do know from prior experience that in the instructions, they show you all the other sets, and they show you all different combinations of how the sets can go together. They have, you know, different ways of setting up the soccer arena, different ways of setting up the grandstand and the other stands on the side of the arena. It's a really cool theme. I really enjoyed playing with these soccer sets, even though this is only the beginning of my reviews for them. If I continue more of them in the future, that is, I would still say this is a fun theme, even today. Sometimes I forget about how fun this theme is, and, you know, It's got the building experience, but it also has kind of like a foosball experience, because you're, you know, or even like a pinball experience. Because if we notice in some of the other sets, when it comes to the goalies, they have more of like a pinball function when it comes to, you know, using them. It's fun. Maybe I'll review some of the other ones if I get them built. And also, I want to mention, forgot about this before, this little green piece is actually part of the set. Because if we take all of our materials, we take everything apart, it actually encourages you in the instructions and on the box to pack this thing up, and you can bring it with you on the go. Now, sorry about that, my camera lost memory. So simply you fit these onto the small notches on the back, and there's also a clip on the front that holds everything in place. And everything stays in the container, even though mine is a little bit, you know, beat up from use. There's a little clip here that allows you to attach it to a belt loop or any pair of pants, so you can bring the set on the go. That's the idea of this little container, and it's kind of a cool one, since it's easy to keep track of the parts, and bringing it to anyone else's, you know, to a friend or something, you know, it's kind of a neat idea, you know, for a quick game of Lego Soccer. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more Lego Soccer sets. I certainly had fun rebuilding this one, and possibly I'll rebuild some more. Not sure how many at the moment, but we'll see in the future. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time with more Lego set reviews.